Alfredo Ortiz. He is the president and CEO of Job Creators Network. And we have great job news. 76% of accountants say that the president's tax cuts helped small businesses. And obviously, Alfredo, this is an area where you specialize in and you work in. Talk to us a little bit about the great job growth we're seeing among small businesses.
Yeah, absolutely, Dylan. Thank you for having me. We're excited with this information. You know, we put this poll into the field right during the filing weekend because we wanted to make sure that it was information that was fresh in the minds of the CPAs. So we surveyed, national CPAs that represented almost 6,000 small business pass-throughs. So we think that's a fantastic sampling, I think, of our small businesses out there. And it was from, a dozen, more than a couple dozen states there. And nearly 80% of those CPAs actually believe that the implementation of that Tax Cut and Jobs Act bill helped American small businesses. And as you mentioned, just over 3/4 of those believe that the Tax Cut and Jobs Act actually stimulated the economy, which really falls very much in line with all the anecdotal and other data that we're hearing about a red-hot economy, record low unemployment numbers across every single demographic group, as you know. So, but, we wanted to make sure we got this information out there as quickly as possible and as relevant as possible. So the time frame, again, of this poll was critical because we wanted to make sure that we got reality out there and not this fake news perception, which was really, being pushed by the liberal media.
Mm-hmm. And one of those fake news perceptions that is pushed by the media frequently is the idea that, this is only the rich will get the tax cut. It's going to be that top 10, that top 1%, the top 5%, whatever percentage they want to attach to it, and that everybody else is not only not going to get a tax cut, but may even see a tax hike. I mean, it's the the old Robin Hood in reverse charge that the media always plays. And one of the things that was discovered in this poll was that 81% of the middle 1/5 of income earners got a tax cut.
Right.
So this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the bread and butter of America. This is the middle 20%.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, the other thing that they're pushing out there, the other falsehood is that because the refund checks were lower, the tax cut wasn't a good tax cut. Well, they failed to mention that all along the way, people were paying less into the system, which is basically another way of saying that they weren't writing as many interest-free loans to Uncle Sam, because that's effectively what happens is when you over withhold on your taxes throughout the year, you're basically giving Uncle Sam free money. And so this way you're able to get throughout the year more money back that you could do whatever you want. You could spend on what you want, you can invest it the way you want. And we think all that's great news. We know that wages are up, 3.2%, I think, for the 8th consecutive month, which is unbelievable. Again, blue-collar wages, it's really exciting news. It's actually growing faster than white-collar wages. So, again, we know that the tax cuts work. Unfortunately, the Republican Party, I think, could have done a better job of really making sure that, America understood this. But bottom line, it's a record-hot economy. We love this poll that came back, the results from these CPAs, the sampling of CPAs, because, again, it represented almost 6,000 small businesses, and by far they're saying these work, and, we couldn't be more excited with these numbers.
Yeah, 48% of households getting a tax cut of $500 or more is a pretty good thing. And by the way, this is the tax law that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez thinks is an impeachable offense. So...
Well, and now that you bring up my favorite person, I call her the gift that keeps on giving, quite frankly. She remember what she did with Amazon, right? Out in New York, $150,000 per year jobs, right? She calls those jobs scraps. So, here again, I don't understand, because on one hand, she's pushing for this minimum wage $15 increase, and on the other hand, she's pushing out these $150,000 per year jobs out of New York. So, again, this is the world in which she operates, I guess, within her own mind. But I have to tell you, we got to keep on fighting this fight. Obviously, capitalism versus socialism is something that we've been fighting now for months and years. And we just firmly believe at Job Creators that capitalism, socialism takes, capitalism creates.
Yeah, no question about it. It's amazing how a former bartender can all of a sudden turn her nose up at $150,000 a year job. I mean, that is and call that a scrap.
Yeah, and remember what we said, it's all the other downstream jobs, too. I mean, we estimate that for every job, the 25,000 to 40,000 jobs that were going to be created at the headquarters itself there in Amazon, New York, there were about another 4 to 5 jobs created downstream. Because think about all the different services that would have taken to serve, serve that headquarters, right? So this is the kind of stuff, I mean, anything that really comes out of her, I mean, we have to be the first ones, frankly, to question these, to push back on it. Because they just don't make sense. I understand this morning somehow when I'm looking for it, I guess she's rolling out another version of the Green New Deal, and I saw a little preview of it. It looks like a storybook. It literally looks like a storybook. So we'll see what kind of story she's weaving this time.
The greener, newer deal. Can't wait to read about that, Alfredo. I cannot wait. Let me tell you, the anticipation is killing me. But
we're jokingly kind of. I think we may actually start the AOC for speaker just to really piss Pelosi off.
I could hardly think of a greater campaign donation to the Republican Party than AOC as Speaker of the House. That would
I pretty much think that would guarantee her a 2020 victory.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if God likes us that much that He would allow that to happen. I don't know. I can only hope and pray, which I strongly urge everyone to do, by the way.
Yes,
Alfredo Ortiz. Yes, he is the president and CEO of Job Creators Network. Alfredo Ortiz, thanks so much for coming on and talking with us about this awesome news.